This is my play of To End All Wars, which is an Epiosde title that simulates World War I, and this is episode 10. Right now it is early March of 1915, still very early in the war, and I wanted to start off on this screen to show you a couple of things. And the first thing I want to show you is the level of technology that the respective powers have. As you can see, the Central Powers has level 2 infantry, level 2 artillery, level 2 chemical warfare, level 2 aviation. They are still at level 1 in tank research and level 1 in U-boat research. Excuse me. And Western Entente. Infantry level 2, artillery level 2, chemical warfare level 2, and aviation level 2, tank and U-boat or tank and convoy anti-submarine research level 1. And if you look at infantry research for Western Entente level 2, helmets and uniforms, and that's what I mentioned in the last episode about how the infantry model has actually changed and been improved, and it is an actually a better unit now as well. And so that was just one of the things that I had mentioned in my previous playthrough or previous episode. Another thing I wanted to mention is diplomacy. Italy is aligned at 79% after last turn, and the US is at 22%. So Italy is coming along. I'm still hoping that they're going to join the war in 1915. I still expect that, and I'm looking forward to it, actually. Let's take a look at South Africa. The Boer Rebellion is still ongoing. I think it will change or stop in the next turn. That is really all that is going on in South Africa and the colonies in Africa. And so that there's not much more to say about that. Let's take a look up here. Tsingtao still is being besieged. Not much else to say about that other than I hope it falls soon. Southeast Turkey, or Southeast Ottoman Empire at this point. At this time it was the Ottoman Empire. Later on, after it was broken up, all that was left was the nation of Turkey. So let's see here. This guy is still moving up to Basra. I think I will move this general forward to region Mesopotamia because he's active. And let's see if this guy will move. No, he takes 18 days. I tend not to move them when they take 2 turns. Sometimes. It depends on what I'm really trying to do. No troops have shown up in the Middle East from the Ottoman Empire, and this guy is entrenching, so we are doing well there. This is Italy. I'm hoping this front will open up very soon because I love attacking up into Austria. And then last but not least is the Western Front. And really the only thing is, I described it in my last episode, I'm moving Joseph Gallieni up to this region called Wetzlar, and I am planning on moving him towards Kassel. What else is going on? I talked about that last turn. Not much going on there. Not much going on here. This was the turn right after some fairly large battles, which I talked about in my last episode, and we received a lot of congratulations for a lot of our generals, but none of them are promotable at this point. And let's see how the fleet is doing. Still at 7,000 power. I'm going to leave it for one more turn here and see if it can't engage the German fleet in a battle. Alright. victory screen. I think we had already looked at this. The Central Powers looks like it had won a fairly major battle, or more than one battle against the Eastern Entente, and then of course we had one large battle against them that we won. So all in all, we're looking good. Eastern Entente is still in good shape, but the Central Powers seems like it might be making a little bit more progress on their eastern front. Well, let's go ahead and end this turn and see what happens. And while we're waiting on the turn, I can talk a little bit more about some age-old titles. I have Civil War II, which I actually have their Civil War I as well, and I enjoy both games. It takes a little long to get into Civil War II, but the map is fantastic. I love the way some of the way it seems like it's a little more almost tactical as compared to this map, and there are a lot of valleys and rivers to follow, and it can be very complicated but very fascinating trying to conduct battles on the Civil War battlefields and on USA soil. There were three major fronts in the Civil War: the USA, the Eastern, the Middle, and the Far West. And it's a pretty interesting conflict. The USA is still kind of working through the effects of the Civil War, even in the year 2015. But that's neither here nor there. We're playing to end all war, so let's see if this turn is ready to execute. Come on, you can do it. I think it's just about ready to start executing, because I see some of these units actually getting onto trains, if you will. Their icon changed from the infantry unit to a train unit, where we have loaded them on trains to move them. So here we go. I can see the Germans are trying to attack Lord Kitchener. And doesn't look like they're going to do too well. Wow. A lot more troops entered the field. They're really making a play for that area, Dusseldorf, and trying to make sure that northern Germany doesn't fall to the Western Entente. I think it might be just a little bit too late here for them to save Dusseldorf, but they could potentially give me some trouble. And I turned off the battle planner because I had described it in a couple of other episodes. I don't really like the battle planner because I'm not really an expert on tactical warfare, and I'm kind of trying to play the role of the overall commander and let these guys fight the battles on their own. My job, in my opinion, is to get the right generals into the right areas and let them choose the battlefield and how they're going to fight the war. So let's see. This was a fairly large battle at Dusseldorf. They outnumbered us a little bit, 180,000 troops to 165, but we won. 31,000 losses for us to 50,647 for them. Yeah, that's still a pretty good battle. We might have gained a national morale point out of that battle. But as you can see, the Germans are starting to really ramp up their forces in this area. Looks like this guy might actually attack me as well. Another battle. Let's see how this one turns out. I don't know the name of this guy, but it doesn't look like he's doing too well against us. Nope. Their losses were 4 times as many as ours, 5,842 to 21,371 losses for the Central Powers. So another British victory. I truly expect some generals to be promotable after this turn. That's going to be the first thing I check. Another battle. They're really giving Lord Kitchener a run for his money there. Yeah, it's a small battle though, but they lost more than 10 times the losses we had, so that's good. Another victory. They keep doing that though, I might have to retreat because he's getting pretty depleted, as well as Castle now is as well. But we'll see what happens at the end of this turn. Let's see. Oh yeah, the first thing I wanted to do is see if anybody... No, nobody's promotable. What the hell? Well, we captured a field artillery unit from the Central Powers, so that's nice. We'll just add them to there. Lock them up. I'm going to put him on defensive and defend, just because. Actually, I think I will also move Joseph Gallieni up there to help reinforce him, because he's very depleted there, and he only has a power of 189. I don't want them to have a couple of defeats because there weren't enough troops and enough replacements in his army. I really need to move him back some, I think. But we'll see. I might leave him just one more time and see if anything happens. One thing I might do is I think I'm going to... He's active. I know he's crossing a river, but let's see how much. 15 days there. I think I'll go that way. As for here, I think I'm going to leave that. Can't tell if this is in the same region as the Lingo Carrier or not, but I'm going to actually put him on offensive posture and see if he doesn't actually fight this core. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look at recognize Bulgarian war goals. In the aftermath of the Balkan Wars, Bulgaria found itself isolated, surrounded by hostile neighbors, and deprived of the support of the great powers, especially France and Russia. Initially, Bulgaria declared its neutrality, but as the war progressed, the Central Powers found themselves in a better position to fulfill Bulgarian demands at the expense of the other Balkan powers. So what this means is the Central Powers has decided to recognize Bulgarian war goals, which pushes the Bulgarians over towards the Central Powers. They will be a lot closer to joining the Central Powers side, and when that happens, we will get a boost in a lot of the other Balkan powers. I call them powers, but they're not really powers, but they help, which means that Greece will probably lean more to the Entente as well as Romania, which is fine. I expected that. Let's see. Oh, we have a lot of troops finishing up training. We will move them to Portsmouth. Get them all ready to embark on their way to France, to mainland. Birmingham? I don't know if it's called Birmingham, like Buckingham, or if it's called Birmingham, like it is pronounced in the USA. But either way, Coventry. And what I'm doing here is I'm just bringing them all to one place so that it's easier to just group them up and send them across the channel. And I'm going to use these formations to fill out Lord Kitchener's and General French's formations. I was kind of hoping that Allenby would be ready for his. Oh, look at that! Forgot all about the fact that I received extra generals at the beginning of 1915. Well, we'll just have to put these divisions with them. That Southampton has 2, 6th Division and the Scottish Division. We'll just move them to Portsmouth. And then Plymouth. 5th Division. Them as well. Okay. So let's see what this is. Okay, let's take a look at Basra. He's still active, so I think I will move him up to Ashalab. And he is active now, so I think I will move him up. And it just depends on when they start sending troops down here, which way I'm going to go. I really don't want to split these 2 guys up, but I only have 3. I guess I could move him up at some point. Not this time. Not at this point though. He's inactive. And maybe move these guys. One goes along this road and one goes along this road. If we're not opposed by the Ottoman Empire troops. Still quiet on the Middle Eastern front. Tsingtao is still in German hands, and this is still ongoing. One of these went away, but one of them is still here. Eastern Entente Rising. Oh well. Let's see what diplomacy looks like. 79%, 23%, so that stayed at 79%. Not good. I want them to hurry up. And that looks like they increased 1 national morale point, and I increased 1 net. And that is because I gained 1 national morale point for the battle in Dusseldorf, and a second one from the second battle of Dusseldorf. And then that last battle was such a small one, I didn't receive anything for it. Alright. Nothing else is going on. I think I will save my turn, and then I will execute this turn. Wait a minute. I don't know what I want to do. I want to buy some units, actually. And what I want to buy is, this is how you buy units. I know I've mentioned it before, but F11 or this button, and then it brings up the troops, and then you can filter by artillery, which is what I want to buy, and then by nationality on this side. And I think I want to buy French artillery. Wow, war supply 250 just to buy one. I think I'll buy medium artillery. Buy 2 or 3 of those. Yeah, I'll just buy 3 of those. Let's see what it says. I've got all these battleships that are being built. I didn't buy these. These were already in the queue being built when the game started, which I'm sure is historically what was going on as well. And I just let them build out. I don't really know if I should leave them or let them go or cancel. I'm just not really sure. Light infantry. It has the replacements. I don't understand why it's not actually replacing them. Militia, for some reason, it doesn't buy. And light vehicles as well. Light artillery. Common artillery. We have 76 replacements for light artillery. Alright. It's time to execute this turn. Alright, well, and what AJOD is working on right now is a Napoleon game, and they have an older Napoleon game based on the AJOD engines, but it was more of a grouping of battles, a grouping of Napoleonic battles in which Napoleon participated and some of his adversaries. And I think this one is going to be a little bit more comprehensive and a little bit more tied together, as opposed to a grouping of just individual battles. And of course they had, I think, the Peninsula campaign as well. So, but I think this is going to tie them all together in some form or fashion and have more of a campaign mode, which is what I'm hoping they're going to do. And it's probably what they're going to do, because that's what a lot of people have been asking for. So I'm pretty interested to see how that plays out. Another of their games that I own is Aliyah Jagda East, or Aliyah Yakta East, or however you pronounce that. And it is a game that is set in ancient Rome, when Rome was the power, and it has a lot of their wars and a lot of their battles. I haven't played that very much, and as far as Let's Plays go, it's probably the least likely that I'll do a Let's Play on. It'll probably come after a bunch of the other ones that I'd like to do. As I said, I'd like to do a Rise of Prussia, a Revolution Under Siege, and I also would like to do a Civil War II Let's Play. And let's see, what are some of the other ones that are at the Birth of America, which is about the Revolutionary War in America, as well as the French and Indian War, which ran basically at the same time as the 7 Years' War did on the main European continent. And that's pretty interesting as well. I've played those before. I haven't done very well in them, but I have tried them. If I do some Let's Plays of Revolution Under Siege, or Rise of Prussia, or Birth of America, you will probably see me lose. Civil War, I will probably win because I play the Union side, but and I'm probably going to win this one too. But in Rise of Prussia, I don't do well, and I also am pretty sure I will not do well in Revolution Under Siege. That was a nice little battle there that we won. I wonder if we will have any more. As you can see, Lord Kitchener is regaining power, battle power, as the days go on. Not quick enough for me, but he is regaining power. Looks like this turn is just about executed. And let's see. Italian war goals are now available, and D'Annunzio is now available. D'Annunzio event, historical event. Gabriele D'Annunzio, Principe de Montenevoso, was an Italian writer, poet, journalist, playwright, and soldier. After the start of the Great War, D'Annunzio left France and returned to Italy and made public speeches in favor of Italy's entry on the side of the Triple Entente. Italy must be neutral. Italy moves 10% towards the Entente. Well, I think you know that I am going to play that. That will, at the beginning of last turn, Italy was at 77% aligned towards the Western Entente. This will give us at least 87% aligned towards Western Entente. And this is an interesting one, simply for the fact that I'll read it to you. Recognize Italian war goals. In spring 1915, a secret pact between the Triple Entente and Italy, the London Pact, was signed on the 26th of April 1915 by the United Kingdom, France, Russia, and the Kingdom of Italy. Its intent was to gain the alliance of Italy against its former allies, including Germany, by promising large territorial claims on lands held by Austria-Hungary. Italy must be neutral. In fact, Italy moves 20% towards Entente, but all of Austria-Hungary gains a 25% alignment bonus, and the Centrals gain 5 national morale. Recognize Italian war goals. Cost 5 engagement points. I'm going to do it. And here's the reason why. This guarantees that Italy will be on my side within 2 turns. And the amount of national morale I will receive by attacking and capturing strategic cities by attacking with Italy will more than outweigh the national morale I lose by giving the national morale I'm giving to the Central Powers by doing this. So I am definitely going to do that, which will mean that I will be able to open up the southern front, which will mean that this army is only a 2-star, but he will eventually be a 3-star, I'm pretty sure. He will unlock. I'm almost positive he unlocks when Italy joins the war. And it will also give me a port down here, a place down here, and I can move a fleet down here, and I can operate them out of an Italian port. And I can start hitting Austrian fleets in the Adriatic Sea, which is what I really want to do that, as well as at some point Salonika will open up, and I will have a jumping off point from Italy to put troops into Salonika. However, I want to do that. And what makes this so important? Well, Salonika is not that far from Constantinople or Istanbul. It's still in Constantinople at this point, but yeah, if I can push some troops in here, I might be able to take Constantinople, and that would be a huge morale gain from my side and a huge morale loss for their side. It would cost them 10 national morale. So, as you can see, the Eastern Entente is starting to lose battles to the Central Powers. And I received 1 national morale point from the one battle, fairly large battle in Frankfurt. Let's see. I clicked off of that fairly quickly when it first popped up. They lost about 3 times the amount of troops that I lost. So that was a pretty good little victory there. Not much is going on here. Augustin Gerard has been congratulated for his actions against the enemy, but still nobody promotable. Oh well. And let's see here. Combine all of these. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make sure that there was a fleet large enough to move this force. Let's see how big this force will be. What's its weight? Oh, its weight's only 34, so I can put it in this fleet, because if you look down below and you see power and then you see transport capacity, it says O of 43. That's the weight that it can carry, and this one at the very bottom says weight of 34, so I can put them in this fleet and take them across to Le Havre. And this was a fleet I usually use. See how its transport capacity is 320. It can carry just about anything. And let's take a look over here. I'm going to move him back to port so that he can regain some cohesion. Let's take this off. Let's put him on defend. And what that does, what the difference between defend and offensive posture is they will attack anybody that they come in contact with. Defend means that they will not attack, but they will defend if attacked. So, and as it relates to land forces, forces that are on offensive stance, the battles tend to last longer. On defensive stance, they tend to break off a little quicker, just because they're defending as opposed to attacking. And also, if you're in defensive posture on land, you get some defensive bonuses from the terrain. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's see what Italy is at this current time. 82%. So they will definitely they will be at 100% next turn, and then the next turn after that they will join the war. The United States is at 24% alignment. And let's see, Tsingtao is still intact. Let's see, down here. I think I have, this was my move already that I've already planned out. South Africa. Looks like all the uprisings are over and done with. And then I do not see anything over here. At some point, we're going to get, see, Diplomacy Arabia, line 76 port towards the Entente. At some point, they're going to rebel against the Ottoman Empire, and then I'll get the Lawrence of Arabia event and get a fairly strong cavalry unit in. Where they will show up in is Riyadh, Al Riyadh. And then the trick I will need to do is to get them from Riyadh to Egypt, because if I leave them here, they will be surrounded and destroyed. So I'll have to get them out of there quickly. As you can see, there's a little arrow from Riyadh to Jebel Ram, and then from there I will probably either depending on where the Ottoman troops are, I'll come up here and go across this. Looks like a mountain road over to Gaza and then down to Egypt, depending on where their troops are. So, let's see here. Italy owns Tunisia. I really need to get this guy going. I usually put him. Oh, here we go. Transports Dowgery. It's time. He's French too, isn't he? He's a 3-star. One thing that this game does that I really dislike is let's say if I move Joffrey down to this port where he is right now, where that guy was, right there, and I made him an army, made him a full army. Then when I put him on transports, that promotion or that formation goes away, and then he would revert back to a corps. So that means I have to transport Joffrey to Egypt to make him an army commander, which I might do. Just depends. I don't know. I do want him to be able to be a full army. So because I'm going to move him to Egypt and let him actually fight in the Mideast. Dusseldorf is besieged and totally breached. The structure does not provide any defensive benefit. What is the power? The total power of the units inside Dusseldorf is 47. I think I am going to assault Dusseldorf. This is a little dangerous. I wonder why he's locked. He might be injured. When a general gets injured, then their card gets locked. They usually don't have them in command of any troops, though, but he does show as being locked. Oh, I know who else is here. Gallieni is here, and he is active as well. So let's go ahead and put him on assault posture as well, and then it's not scrolling. The bottom the bottom toolbar keeps popping up. Okay. Well, I never did get to move towards castle. So let's start with French. Let's see if he can't. That's going to be annoying. We'll leave him here and then try to gain military control in this region. Alright. Well, I'm going to stop it here for tonight. I'm going to save my turn. And I'd just like to say thank you for watching my videos if you're watching them. I know a few people have watched them and a couple of people have liked them. If you do like them, go ahead and click like. If you don't, you can give me pointers on what I'm doing wrong. This is only the 10th Let's Play I've ever done in my life. And I do appreciate people watching them because I think that these games don't have as wide an audience. I know that a lot of people these days like to play the first-person shooters. Hey, I like them too. But I also like the strategy games because it takes a little more thought to play these games, I think. Some of the first-person shooters, yes, you have to use some critical thinking, but these are more, they're a lot more in the sense of you can sit here and you can look at it and play these turns. You can take 15 or 20 minutes on a turn, just figuring out what you want to do. And it's a different type of game. I don't think they get as much exposure. A lot of people like these games, but not as many, obviously, as the Total War type series or things like that. But these games do have a niche. They are enjoyed by a lot of people, and I just want more and more people to kind of take a look at these games and see if they like to try them out, because this is more of a kind of almost like a board game on computer, and you have it artificial intelligence that you're fighting against. So anyway, as I said before, I really appreciate people watching my videos. My name's Gilmer. This is episode 10 of my Let's Play To End All Wars, which is an EJOD title that simulates World War I. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.